Welcome to the show. It's Drinks with the Band. I'm Chris Denman, live in St. Louis at Midcoast Studio. Tonight, we've got our friend Johnny Delaware joining the show. We're going to talk to E.T., the co-host, in just a second. Let's say thanks to some sponsors real quick. Our friends at Jack Daniels present the show each and every week. Dirty Sue, making it happen. Premium olive juice, those cherries we use in the drinks. Check them out at your local liquor store or check them out online and see where you can get Dirty Sue. On God Arts Hotel, if you're here in the St. Louis area, you want a great place to stay, check them out. They're in the Grand Center Arts District, just down the street from the Fox Theater. Snappy Bigman Coffee. That's right. You can have a non-alcoholic drink with this show. Drink whatever you want. Drink Snappy Bigman Coffee. They're from right here in St. Louis. You can check them out online. And also Music at the Intersection coming in September to Grand Center in St. Louis. Big names getting announced. Got the map put out. So we're looking forward to a great festival here in St. Louis in September. Also shout out to Open Highway Music Festival in July here in the St. Louis area. Let's bring him on. He's the co-host. He makes the prizes happen. He's the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels. You can follow him online on Instagram at superhype1. Make it happen, people. What's up, E.T.?
Hey, pal. Good to see you.
Great to see you. I saw Philly was in the house. We got Kentucky in the house, California, Southeast Missouri. This is a big show, and Johnny Delaware is here for it too. So great to see you, man.
Great to see you. I see you got a little haircut.
Yeah, chopping it down. Anytime I can look more like a cop, I think that's a good thing, right? It's like, yeah, people
shave this part and just leave the stash.
Just the stash.
That'll
okay.
help, yeah.
We'll see that next week on Drinks with the Band. How are things in Atlanta, man? Good week so far? What's the word?
Yeah, man. We kick off with Valentine's Day, right? What could be bad?
Mm-hmm. I'm digging it. Do you have a good Valentine's Day?
You didn't dig it? You didn't like your Valentine's Day?
Oh, it was great. It was wonderful.
Did you go to that show on Saturday?
I did not. I was out in the country with my parents. We hung out. It was a great weekend. And then we ended with the Super Bowl cheering against the team that we cheered for 20 years when they were here. Watched the Super Bowl at my grandparents' house. And it was a nice weekend. Lydia sold out her show, despite me not being able to attend. So shout out to Lydia Caesar, last week's guest.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
What about you? What happened at the Tikoski house for Valentine's?
We took in another dog.
I'm sorry?
This one. We have 5 now, but the 5th one is temporary. It's my sister-in-law's dog, and okay. Maybe she won't come pick it up. Who knows? But
right,
it's possible.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, can you watch it for a week? And then like 6 months later, like, are you ever getting your dog?
That's happened.
But Valentine's Day was nice. My wife, but I started thinking about it. Valentine's Day, think about love and yada yada yada, and I realized how much you and I spend time together on the show, texting, calling, and we've never met in person.
Isn't that wild? Well, we're going to fix that this summer, but yeah, something must have happened, because I was thinking about that too. Maybe it's because we're getting deeper into the 3rd season and obviously weird times and all that stuff. But yeah, 3 seasons pushing forward with more cool projects. And it's like, I guess we should meet in person at some point.
I know, right? Like, I feel like there's so much I don't know about you, Chris.
I'd keep it that way. Things have gone great.
Always keep them guessing, right?
That's right.
Always leave them wanting more.
Yeah. Speaking of wanting more, real quick on a tech check, how we doing back there? We got a good connection? I looked, we're all right? Okay. Yeah, let us know in the comments if anything's off. I'm seeing like a weird thing in our camera here. Let us know where you're watching from. What's that?
Sure it wasn't a mirror?
Something terrible's in front of me. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We always give prizes away thanks to Jack Daniels. Tonight is no exception, and we'll hook you up with a t-shirt from Johnny Delaware as well. E.T., can you explain these prizes before we get to the drink?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's check these out. This is serious.
So yeah, right? If you share this feed right now, you enter to win your Johnny Delaware t-shirt, which is pretty awesome.
It is. And from his band, the Artisanals, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, if you answer a fun trivia question in the chat soon, you can win these pretty badass Jack Honey wireless little earbuds.
Those are so cool. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
All right.
And they come with their own carrying case. So you don't have to like say, where is that other one? It fell. They're in the case where you put them.
Wow. Look at us. We're giving it to the people. So make sure you're participating. We'll give you the reason or the how you can win those wireless earbuds here in just a moment. We have a special drink tonight.
Yeah.
I was a little curious. I've had drinks named after me on this show before, but what's the significance behind tonight's drink?
You know, there's special someone that works at the studio and sometimes works on our show. And I don't think she gets appreciated enough, Chris.
Oh, she doesn't get appreciated enough. Okay.
I mean, that's what she tells me.
Oh,
right?
got it. Got it. Yep.
Like a lot of times she'll text me. She's like, oh my God, work. These people are driving me crazy.
Yep.
So I thought she deserved to have a drink named after her. So there's a drink tonight named after her.
Let's see it. Oh, here.
And yes, Key's nightcap. So after a long day of not being appreciated at work, she can relax.
The day has come. It's high tide. It starts with a drink and it ends with E.T. and Key doing a Drinks to the Band live and in person.
Right.
Chris is gone. That makes sense. Key's nightcap. This looks delicious. We've got all the ingredients here. We got the Jack Honey. Let's get to it. And we actually have a Key here as well. I don't know. Are you coming on camera? What are you waving? She's putting her hand.
See, it's not her, Chris, it's you.
Okay. That's what it is. Oh, wow. Showing love to E.T. for the drink. Wow.
See?
Well, let's make this drink despite
Let's do it.
all the trouble that Key goes through.
Denman style, 3 ingredients, all equal parts.
Love it.
Right?
Yep.
So we start out with some delicious Jack Honey.
Boy, Jack Honey comes through, my friend. It is a
Yeah.
delightful whiskey.
It's got whiskey, it's got honey, it's sweet, it's bold, all the things you want. Let's 1 ounce of Jack Honey.
So I'm making 2 drinks, so I'm going to go with
2 ounces.
That's right.
Look at you measuring and everything.
You know, you send this great gear, and I like to use it from time to time.
Love it.
A little heavier for Key. She's had a long day. All right. Got it.
And then we'll do the same 1 ounce, or in your case, 2 ounces of your favorite Irish cream whiskey. Or Irish cream. I don't think there's any whiskey in this, just Irish cream.
Tell me if this is a jerk move. If people were being extra rude, and I knew what they wanted, but if they were being rude when I worked at a brewery, and they said, I want an Irish coffee, and they were extremely rude about it. You know, it's happened a few times. I would do whiskey and coffee because that's an Irish coffee. They wanted Irish cream and coffee. I knew that. We all knew that. I knew what they were ordering. But the look on the face when they would sip that and be like, what is this?
Right.
Like, actually,
Yeah, I mean, if you go all the way back to San Fran, to the origination of the Irish coffee, it's sugar, Irish whiskey, coffee, and a little bit of cream on top. There is no actual Irish cream that we're using in this drink right now. So you were right. They were wrong.
But I knew what they wanted.
I used to work with this guy in LA. His name was Dalton Grant, and still is Dalton Grant. And he and I worked very, very, very frequently together. So we had a rhythm, and sometimes, 99% of the time, the customer's always right?
Yep.
Every once in a while, you get that guy or gal who snappy fingers, not Snappy Big, which is great coffee, but snappy fingers.
Yep.
Tugging your shirt sleeve, maybe a napkin to the head to try to get your attention. And we had one of these guys, and he's on a date, so he's trying to look like, he's the guy. And he's doing all the things you shouldn't do. And they're eating dinner at the bar. So we had this thing called bus tubbing, where we wouldn't use a bus tub and clean up his filth. So we cleaned up everyone all around him, including his date, but we let all his empty drinks just melt there and the crumbs, and for well over an hour. And the restaurant every once in a while would send in secret shoppers to drink and dine, and then send a report back to the GM like, this was our, not to aha, we got you, but just check out.
Here's how you improve. Yeah.
So of course, that's the night we got shopped. So the GM, who's a good friend of mine, calls us in the office. He's like, hey, got a, shopper report. I just want to go over with you. You guys did really good. You got like a 92, whatever it was. He's like, here's a couple highlights. He goes, the only thing the shopper said, he goes, they were great. They worked well together. They're charming. They're this, they're that. One thing we saw was odd. They kept a very clean bar except one guest. So
That's fantastic.
we just said, oh, sorry, we must have missed it. Like, what are you going to say to your boss? Hey, we were bus tubbing that guest.
Right. Yeah. We were intentionally trying to make an enemy out of this man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I love those.
But anyway.
If you sneak those in, that's fine. If you're in the service industry, like, you kind of just got to take it on the chin a lot.
Every once in a while, if you can, yes. As my wife says, she thinks everyone should spend 6 months in a service job.
Yeah.
No matter what, their path in life is, because you'll go to a restaurant and act more adult. You act like a grown-up.
Absolutely will. Yeah. So look into that, people. If you haven't, go put your 6 months in. All right. I got to talk. And what comes next in the drink?
The last drink is Rumchata, which is another Korean liqueur. 1 more ounce of that. In your case, 2 ounces.
Yep. Got you covered.
And that's it. Now we're just going to add some ice and shake it. Give me that nice Denman shake.
Look at that. Look at the skill. Every week I just marvel and I go, when I meet this guy in person, I'm going to ask him to make me a cocktail.
So just break that little seal.
Keys nightcap coming in strong.
And then just strain that into any kind of cocktail glass you have.
Now, when you enjoy this, do you have to shoot like nasty looks at the guy who's like me? Do you have to look at me like that when you drink it? I feel like that's what Key will do. Give me a nasty look as she sips her drink.
Like everything, you do you. If Key wants to give you a nasty look because you stole her lunch out of the fridge in the kitchen, that's great.
That happens.
But,
yeah, Key.
This is the week of Valentine's Day, so I just say let's just toast
love.
with love. You know what I mean? Let's just toast. With
Oh
love.
wait, we have to garnish. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Espresso beans, espresso dust, whatever you have. I did not have any because I drank all my Snappy Bigman, but drop them right on top.
Shout out to Snappy. Hooking it up.
Perfect.
Keys nightcap. Here's the key.
Keys nightcap.
Cheers, everybody at home. To Johnny Delaware as well. Key, you've got a winner. You a fan? Off screen. And we're back. Love it. So we've got
I want to see your thumb come in and either go like this or like this, like a Roman emperor.
Okay, let's see. Moment of truth.
See?
It's a big night for Key.
Oh,
two thumbs up.
Wow.
Wow. E.T. did it. Great job, man. So you guys make that home. It is very tasty. We've got these Jack Honey wireless earbuds to give away. Make sure you hit share on the Facebook feed and you're entered to win the Johnny Delaware t-shirt. The headphones, how do we win those?
So, I don't want to make Valentine's Day a 2-week-long holiday, but I guess in honor of it just being 2 days ago, how about the worst place to go for a Valentine's date?
That's great. Yeah. I love it.
Where's the worst place you've ever been on a Valentine's date, or where would you never go because you just assume it'd be the worst place to go?
Got it. Okay. Let us know in the comments. We'll pick the best one, and we'll have Johnny Delaware help us with that. Speaking of Johnny Delaware, he's got a new album out. You can check it out on Bandcamp, Spotify, all those great.
It's a real Pinky's Out thing.
It is. Here.
It's kind of a Pinky's Out, right?
Mm-hmm. To Key. But yes, Johnny Delaware's album, Energy of Light. Check that out. And check him out live. We got him, Logan?
Yeah.
We got him?
We bringing him on?
We got him. Hey, Johnny Delaware, everybody.
Hey, what's up,
there
guys?
He is.
Looking
Centered
good.
and everything. Look at him.
It's great to be on.
Yes, it certainly is. E.T., this is Johnny
I have
Delaware.
an obvious question. I'm assuming you're from Delaware?
No, I'm not. That's
Hilarious.
the ridiculous part about it. I was born in South Dakota.
Oh, that makes sense then.
E.T.
Yeah.
E.T.
Fucking ranchers.
You're digging too far already.
He's going for it, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well,
I ask the questions that people want to know. You know what I mean?
No, and I agree. If I met someone with that name, I'd be like, so what part of Delaware are you from? You know, but
Right. Well, I'm from Philly, so I thought we would have that connection, but now we have nothing in common. Other than Chris, we have Chris. And the love of good music.
Sorry.
Chris, where were you born, man?
Farmington, Missouri.
Okay. All right.
Super interesting.
Christopher, Missouri, everybody.
Yeah, Chris, Missouri. That's right. Chris Mo for short, baby. Don't forget it.
Yeah, Chris Mo. Don't forget.
Hell yeah, Christopher, Missouri.
I'm pressing restart.
Yeah, let's here we go. Yeah, sorry the Philly Delaware connection couldn't be made, but again one day. Johnny, have you played a show in Delaware?
You know, I have, and it was a scary experience. It's the worst state in the whole country, I think. Honestly, you guys.
Unless you're a corporation trying to not pay taxes, then it's fantastic.
Then it's okay, yeah. But I gotta say, it's the worst state in the United States.
Hilarious.
And I once did a tour. It was very DIY, but I was driving through, and I didn't have enough money for hotel rooms, so I would just crash in my van that I was driving. And I went into this back road. It was like outside of Wilmington, and I saw a dead body, and that was like the everlasting impression of Delaware in my mind.
Did you write a song about
impression. Now, was there police surrounding this, or you were the first guy on the scene?
No, I discovered it and I fucking drove off. That's how horrible of a human I am.
I can't help this guy.
I did not do CPR. I didn't try to save. You know, it looked like they were dead for 2 days, so I was out of there.
What do you do in that situation? Yeah, I get it. But we can now call you Johnny the Body instead of Delaware Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, there's some good names we can come up with. Yeah.
Well, we'll
Johnny
focus on that. Yes, that's right.
Sorry, starting to get the tone. I got the mood going weird here already, y'all. Sorry.
But by the way, like on the side of the road, middle of the street, where was his body?
You're asking a lot of questions for a guy from Philly. Come on, man.
It was.
Hey, if they didn't think to bury the body, it serves them right. They're gonna get,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
No, it was just like this. It was very sad. It was like this. It was underneath an overpass. Like I tried to park the van underneath this overpass that was maybe a mile outside of the interstate, and it was weird, man. It was. I'd never seen a real dead body in my life, so I fucking was. I was scared. I got out of there. I didn't want anyone to think that I killed him. You know. I look at me. I mean, Jesus.
Right. So we got a person of interest in this thing. It's a guy named Delaware Johnny.
Yeah, Delaware Johnny.
That's right. That's wow. Actually, there you have it. Energy of Light. You can get the album out. It's out now. He's been working. So I had the pleasure of our buddy Womack recommended Johnny to come on. I guess you could say an iteration of this before we started Drinks with the Band. We did this virtual happy hour right when the kind of pandemic stuff started going on, ET, like right before, or I think we actually promoted it. Right, I met you like a week later. So I've got these two great pandemic friends on the show tonight. But had a blast with Johnny, and we were talking pre-show because he actually recorded the new album like then. And because it's been so crazy, he's just now able to put it out. Like, I don't know if that's a blessing or if that's been super frustrating, but I guess tell us what that's like, man. Like pouring yourself into that album and then 2 years later, still kind of iffy putting it out.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good time recording the record. I was doing it with my best friend here in Charleston, Wolfgang, and I was doing a lot of LSD while I was recording it.
Nice.
And a lot of people look at LSD like a party drug, and yeah, it's really good for that. But you can really vibe on a great level with music when you're on LSD. And I felt every note I was recording, and Sometimes when you're recording music, you're kind of just like, I don't know if this is good. You know, you kind of begin to doubt yourself, which isn't really healthy if you're going to be an artist recording. You should probably be pumped about what you're doing. And that's one thing I loved about that substance. It was just fun, and it put me in the moment. And I had a great time recording it. And like you said, it got finished, and then the pandemic happened. And I'm in another band called the Artisanals, and I've been broke my whole life, but we just so happened to have a song put in a Nissan car commercial. So then I had a lot of money for the first time, and I was just like, what am I going to do with this, you know? And I was talking to a friend who's an archaeologist in Mexico, and he invited me to go down there and dig up pyramids. So
I didn't know that's
like,
what you were doing. I was just like, my boy Johnny's just hanging in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing. I end up going to Mexico City, and I get there before him, and I'm there for like a couple months, and this is like strong COVID, and I'm just out there on Tinder dating everybody. And I'm a horrible person. I probably killed 100 grandmas. I probably killed at least 200 grandmas, you guys. But I wanted to live my life, and that's what I did, and I had a really good fucking time. And I traveled all over Mexico, and I met a wonderful lady, and I was in a really cool relationship for a while. And then I played a show with Susto, who was just on the show, and they were like, hey man, we had a lead guitarist, he kind of like left, you know, we need someone to fill in. We'd love you to help. And I was like, of course. I'm getting kicked out of Mexico anyway. Let's go.
I think
Honestly,
Johnny's just getting ready for some kind of badass book that he's going to put together. Like this is a memoir in the making.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about that the other day too, and like how many people write about themselves. And like I just like don't have that interest at all to write about my own life after all of the memoirs. It's just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, but
I've got to get my own head out of my ass.
Yeah, but dude, most people write stuff that's not interesting. Like in the 3 minutes we've been talking, like you have good stories.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I got a lot of good ones, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's weird to talk about yourself, but at the same time, you're going to die someday, and no one's going to remember you when you're gone, if not immediate family, and then boom, unless you're Paul McCartney. So why take life seriously at the same time? So why not write about it? I agree.
Yeah, look, hey, it's fun. It's also creative, you're and it's also probably good for you to remember all this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. God, you got me thinking, man. You got me going.
New book from Midcoast Publishing coming out this fall.
Yeah. Are there any publishers watching?
Probably so at some point.
Can we get a sponsor involved?
Now, wait, go back to digging up pyramids. Did you find anything cool?
No, I didn't dig up anything. I literally stayed in Mexico City.
He just dug up a good time, bro.
Yeah. It was
my man.
It's a great city. It's beautiful down there, y'all. It's like Paris.
It's massive, right? It's massive.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I had people asking, so like, were you in the city or outside of the city? And I was just like, it's so big, no matter where you are, you're in the city. There's no outside.
Elevation's like crazy there too, right?
Yeah, it's like 8,000 feet. Mm-hmm. It's basically like being in Flagstaff or somewhere around there.
That makes sense.
Really high. So you have like a couple beers and you're already buzzing.
That's how it works.
Some LSD. Didn't Walt Disney? Isn't that how he came up with Mickey Mouse? Wasn't he on LSD?
Let's look that up.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I think a lot of great ideas just come out of the ether when you're on that stuff. It makes your mind function differently. I'll never forget, I lived in this part of the country in Mexico last year. It was by Guatemala. And there was this market, this food market, and you could like go to this arcade area, go up these stairs, and then you could buy any drug you wanted there. It was so weird. I've never seen DMT and crack sold like you're at a 7-Eleven buying cigarettes.
Wow.
It was so bizarre.
Who knows, and we don't have to go too far into it, but I mean, that's what people were saying. It felt like that about weed like 20 years ago, and it's like you walk into an Apple store now.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like
But
not
it's
afraid of
legal
DMT.
now.
It's like what we dream every night. It's in our body. But crack, I was just like, I'm gonna stay away from that. I just went for mushrooms, really. Like I'm a big mushroom guy. So
Wouldn't have guessed. Johnny's
yeah, wouldn't have found that one out.
Johnny's in South Carolina right now. He's going to be out on the road. You can catch him with Susto. Great band, and we really appreciated Justin coming on. Sherry Shepherd will not be crashing tonight as she did whenever Susto was on. Oh my God, that was so funny. Did you happen to see that, Johnny?
I did. I saw that. I was laughing pretty hard, man. That was good. The look on your face was the best part.
I appreciate that because it was joy. And ET's like, did anybody else lose it? I'm like, there's a woman in your spot right now. So, perfect. Johnny, love talking to you. We're going to hear some more stories. Do you feel like kicking things off with a song?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Awesome,
And I'm
buddy.
sorry, I'm kind of crazy. We're on Drinks with the Band, and I had a couple too many tonight, so I'm sorry about the stories.
What? Don't be sorry about the stories. We're happy to have you.
All right.
You're
I
good.
didn't want to creep out the listeners.
Never.
But, all right. Well, this first one is called Energy of Light. Let's go for it. Hey, wake up and let the acid hit. Sleepwalkers messing with my shit. I pay attention to the channel I choose. I gotta flip the script now more than I do. A couple close friends lost their life. Much too early walked out of my sight. I carry them everywhere I go. I gotta break free for the last time. We gotta break free for the last time. And now I'm growing superstitious, reading numbers and signs, always looking for a message, an energy of light, looking for a reason, an energy of light. Oh, that we were born, that we were born. Get along, good whoever I'm with. Get along now wherever I get. I gotta follow whatever I choose. I gotta break free and feel alive. I took a bike through the cemetery. In 69 years that'll be me. A couple months and I'm 33. I gotta break free from this prison in me. I gotta break free whenever I please. And now I'm growing superstitious, reading numbers and threes, always looking for a message. Floating in a vessel, looking for real rock and roll, looking for the reason, oh, that we were born, that we were born, oh, that we were born, oh, on energy light, oh, on energy light.
Johnny Delaware, check out the new album. Can you hear me? Can we hear me? Hello. Johnny,
Hey.
we're going to have you log out and log back in, Johnny, the fun of streaming.
Okay, man, sounds good.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
E.T.,
no problem.
digging the tunes. Do you think
Yeah,
you could?
great.
Do you think you could? You travel a lot for work, but it's not
Yes.
touring. I always think about that where I'm like, okay, tour. It was like touring is a young man's game, but you see people touring into their 70s, 80s anymore, and I guess the rides get more comfortable. You think you could have handled touring full time, like bands do, like Johnny's talking about living out of the van and everything?
Yeah, I think so. One thing I probably needed to do that is talent. So I don't know why I'm touring.
Whoa, we're getting really introspective on the show tonight.
You know, yeah. I think if I was good at an instrument or could sing, I think I would dig touring, especially when you're younger. And then when you get older, hopefully if you're still touring when you're 70, hopefully you're successful enough like the Stones to be taking jets. You know, it's not vans. I don't think I would want to do a van at 70, but I think I would like that journey from starting that way and then ending up, you know, all that good stuff.
I think my phone's gonna die.
We got a phone. Yeah, we're messed up with the connection.
Can you see me?
Yeah, but
See
there's a delay. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Let me tell you something. I've talked about this with 50 different people. For it being 2022, like this things that should be simple or that you think should be simple, there are a million things that could go wrong, even with something as like you would think that this is like a fairly simple live stream setup. It's like, cool. It's like a little podcast. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and there's a million things that could go wrong. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I blame Apple a lot for the dongle. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's a dongle situation for sure.
You cannot charge the phone while you're doing this kind of thing. Like, I have to plug in headphones through a dongle, and I can't even charge my phone.
I do think you shouldn't have to buy this, but I do think they have adapters now for that.
I know, but then you're just supporting them even more, and because
I'm not into it, but it is a solve.
It's out there.
I will say this, regardless of us getting ripped off by all these people, you sound good, man. Your voice is really good.
I really appreciate that. Coming from you too. You're doing great over there yourself.
I don't want this to go away. Johnny, try and log out and log back in one more time. We'll just go back to ET and I on the screen. We'll just work through it. We've got a supportive audience. I'm going to read some of these bad Valentine's moments. I saw Ken Kelman was getting in the mix. I wanted to read this to you. Bad Valentine's Day from Ken. Willow Grove Mall, Chinese food in the lovely food court.
That's a pretty bad Valentine's Day, but it also begs you the question of who planned that date.
Right. Yeah.
Like, did Kenny Coleman wake up Valentine's Day morning and say, that's what I'm going to do with my girlfriend or wife?
And if you're
to the food court at the Willow Grove Mall?
What if you're 12 though? It's kind of cute, right? Like if you don't really have many options.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing he was 12. I think this was last year.
This is a month ago.
This is Monday night.
Right.
This was Monday night.
Yeah. This is like,
he got the General Tso's chicken, a beer and divorce papers.
Right. There's no stopping at the mall diamond store on the way out.
Around, or what do they have at malls these days? Am I dating myself? Is that gone?
You could just. Did you watch Stranger Things? Do you watch that show?
So I watched the first season and loved it. My wife did not. So I've been waiting for her to catch up so we could watch the rest of the seasons together.
The newest.
So I don't know what happened.
The newest
a monster in the wall.
I'll just say this: the newest season, as in like the one that was released like a couple years ago at this point, is set. And it takes you back. The mall plays a big part in the season. So, bad Valentine's from Selena. I don't think there's a worse place to go for Valentine's Day as long as you're with the one you love. I've celebrated in every way, from fancy dinners to pizza on the couch at home. Selena, with the positivity. Okay, all right.
I like it. It's kind of like Energy of Light, like Delaware Johnny's new album.
Look at us plugging. Oh my gosh, there's still a delay. Johnny. You there?
I'm here, man.
Do we want to put a still photo up of Johnny and we could just hear it? We could do that. That's less distracting.
The This is like a bad karate movie from the 70s.
Right, yeah. Here, while we've got you, and we won't make you, what we'll do is we'll probably end up pre-recording something, and we'll just release it later. But Johnny, the album, the new album, Energy of Light, come out. You've got a lot of different elements to it. I dig it. We were listening to it earlier. You've got folk sound. There's some electronic stuff. I love the backup singers. Is that all just the influence of what you were being guided by? Was this a project that you just had to do that way? Give us some more info on the album.
Yeah, I just love all types of music. It's really hard for me to be consistent and make a record that every song kind of sounds the same. And a lot of the time, those records are what are revered because they all have a continuity. And I'm jealous of those artists that can do that, because I love electronic music, but I love singer-songwriters from the 60s, 70s, and I'm just inspired by a lot, and I just do whatever I want, I guess.
No, I love it.
I dig it, man. I dig the fact that you don't beat to one drummer. I mean, because I think ultimately you'll have a more interesting library of songs, whereas sometimes an album, while it might please the label because it all sounds like rock and roll, it all sounds the same too. Like the first song I heard of yours, I was like, man, this guy reminds me so much of Nick Drake. And then I went to the next song, like, oh, that's the same guy. And I was like, that's cool that you can be so diverse on the same album. So good for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's just fun. I don't know. Music is, I don't really put too much emphasis on it like I used to. Do you guys have that experience with your lives, with things you've cared about that you do? It's so much easier now to do it now that you're older almost.
This podcast.
Yeah.
The show. No, I know what you mean, John. There's some comfort, and then there's also like I don't know if it's wisdom or just like you just had enough of certain things, but it is. Things get more efficient, and things tend to. It's just more matter of fact. I feel like, don't you think, E.T.?
Well, also I think you care so much, especially when you're starting out. Like, all you want to be is a musician, and you put so much pressure on yourself, and you try to fit into what, and then you're like, you know what? I got into this because I love music, and I'm just going to do what I want with music and what I love, and if it resonates, it resonates. But I'm not going to try to chase what I think people want, because that's not really art after a while. That's just commerce. And I think if you're actually an artist, you put out what you want, and if it connects, great. But it's impossible to chase what you think someone's going to like, because you never know what the audience is going to be. And just me past couple of days putting on like shuffle for you, like, wow, talented guy and diverse, and that's, to me, that's cool. Now maybe there are audience people that are like, oh well, I only like electronic music, so these 6 other songs aren't me. But I think music audience have gotten more educated with the internet, and they're exposed to more. So I think do you, man, and
Sure.
I think that's the right attitude. Like, don't put so much pressure on it. Just let it be what it is.
Yeah. I feel that so much. Wise words, really wise
Very
words.
wise.
And the commerce part really resonated, because I do notice that songwriting and music, like, it's subjective. Everyone has an opinion on it. But I typically, when I put on the radio, I'm not very excited about what I hear anymore. That's just me. But it's about just doing what you have to do to fulfill what makes you happy, right? And like for you guys too, like, you guys don't have anything to prove to anybody. I don't either. And that's what a lot of us forget in life, is like we don't have to prove anything. Like, you just do it for yourself. And if you do it with that purpose and intention, it's going to be really powerful.
Yeah, those are wise words. I want to continue this, and I think our best option for this, and to put out something that people can check out later, is we're going to close off the live stream. We're going to jump off here. We're going to record a couple more songs, going to chat a little bit more, and then you can look for Johnny Delaware on Drinks the Band. The cleaned up version, we'll put that out tomorrow. So if that's cool with everybody, Johnny, E.T., you want to log back in and let's knock this out so people can enjoy it? Okay, awesome.
Sure.
Johnny, Awesome having you on live. We're gonna I'll get prize winners and all that good stuff taken care of. Hold tight, but thank you for tuning into the live show. We're gonna rock this out and put it out a little bit later. Thanks, everybody. Technical issues be damned. Here we are. It's Drinks with the Band with Johnny Delaware. And we're having such a great conversation. We want to go ahead and record this offline. And we appreciate you all checking it out after the fact. So live streams can be a son of a gun, even whenever you know what you're doing. And when you got great people behind the scenes, stuff happens. So thanks to Jack Daniels for... supporting, and be sure to keep that happening. Follow ET at SuperHype1 on Instagram, and follow Johnny Delaware at Delaware Johnny on Instagram as well. ET, I know you've got short time, but we were mentioning we've got prizes to give away and a few other things before Johnny plays his next song.
Yeah, no, we have the Jack Honey earbuds. So people were putting in the chat they're either their worst place ever went on a Valentine's date or worst place they could imagine going on a Valentine's date. And then we'll pick the answer that resonates the most, and they'll get those earbuds. And if you shared this, you'll get the Delaware Johnny t-shirt.
Love it. Love it. That's a badass t-shirt too. Looks like you could be rolling down the highway in a van in that thing. Making it rock.
Looking at dead bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
whatever the world brings you.
I'm sorry, y'all. I think I got a little.
I do have a question.
Don't be
straight
sorry.
to the dead body story.
Don't be sorry.
I love it. That's staying. But you because you are so diverse in what you put out there musically. What was the moment in your life? Was there a moment where you're like, I want to do that? Like, were you at a show? Did you listen to an album? A family friend play music? Like, what was that moment for you?
That's a really good question. I grew up in a small town in South Dakota, like 2,000 people surrounded by cornfields. And I think the moment I maybe realized it was when this like Creed cover band came during the fifth grade.
Dang.
And horrible.
Yeah.
Everything you would imagine of South Dakota, right? And then, so this cover band, they came and performed, and everyone lost their shit, like how cool they were. And I saw the guy shredding. He played the solo pretty good. Yeah. And that's when I was like, you know what? I want to get up on a stage and I want to be able to play the guitar. And that is a pathetic story. It's probably the most pathetic you've ever heard.
It's honest.
But it's the truth. It's honest, and it's the truth. And honestly, it's like what it's the perspective of that state. You know, we didn't have anything going on. Everyone chewed in high school and drove around.
The kids did that. I grew up in a town of about 20,000 people, and we're an hour south of St. Louis. So, you'd have to play sports against like the bigger schools, and you come to St. Louis to play stuff, whatever. But we definitely had like actual farmers and stuff, like, and cows next to our high school, because there's like money in that stuff. And even though like 20,000 people isn't as small as it sounds, man, the kids chewing, you'd find spit cups all over the place. We had an agriculture wing, like there was like a cowboy wing, like that's where their lockers were. It was funny as hell, man. And I was like, where did you pick up that Southern accent? You live by the elementary school. Like you don't even have a horse. Like what? It's like, it's a thing.
It's a,
crazy?
There's some, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's weird. The small towns, they love fucking chewing tobacco and driving around and not doing anything. Just listening to music and having cornfield parties too. Did those happen for you, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yes, absolutely. Field parties. The scariest part about those, like, I get it. Like, you have a space. You're going to go do dumb shit in. Nobody's going to bother you. But when I think about it now, like, I remember reaching the age of, like, 25 and being like, I remember my friends, like, fighting 25-year-olds when we were 16. Like, I'm saying, like showing up at these parties like it was a bad movie. And you're like, were they there to score chicks? Like, what was going on?
Wait, 25-year-olds were coming to your high school parties?
Or field parties, 1,000%, because it's kind of lawless. It's kind of
Right.
lawless. And you show up and there's a
Yeah.
pack of, some dudes, and I'm sure they're dating some senior or something.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And I saw a couple 25-year-olds get tuned up by real tough, 16, 17-year-olds. And I'm not talking on one occasion. Like, this was a
Yes.
thing. And then ET, just like any city, you have to account for like the radius around it. You're a 20,000 person town. You have radius towns of 400, 2,000,
Right.
1,000. So they come to your parties and you're like, "Where are you from? What's that?" Oh, blah, blah. Oh, it's a whole thing, man. It'd make for a good movie.
They did. It was Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
Right? He was so much nicer than those guys were, man.
Well, that's why he didn't get tuned up. That's why.
Did that happen? Did you have the older guys showing up to those field parties?
Always, man. There were no boundaries.
Yeah. And you think about
Yeah.
that and you're like, you were a man.
Yeah.
Like, what? Weird,
Crazy.
man.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
it's a strange behavior.
That it really is. And like, I can't imagine after high school, even like year one in college, going to a high school party was weird.
It was weirder because you were trying
weirder.
to differentiate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange
Yeah, but
stuff.
then imagine, being 30, going to a high school party.
To a high
Oh.
school party.
I
It's,
never
like,
forget.
insane.
I used to run this nightclub in Santa Monica, and every once in a while, the owner would do these college parties because they'll pay whatever, and they would come in like party buses. And I was probably late 20s, so I didn't feel like I was like the old guy. But when they came in, I was
Yep.
like, oh my God, they're children. Like when I was a senior in college, I felt like I was like,
Yeah.
I knew stuff.
Yeah.
But they come in and I was like, wow, they're babies still.
Absolutely. That'll make you like college town. I lived and worked in a college town until I was like 25. And you start like, it becomes too much. It becomes too much. There's a wave. There's a new wave. Because, I was in Columbia, Missouri, where the University of Missouri is. It's a giant state university. And it's just, there's a new wave of these children coming in. People, new wave of people puking in the streets, fighting in the streets, like doing silly stuff. And you're like, oh, I like to party, but like I feel this is Never Neverland, and I'm getting older, and they're all in a bad way staying the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
All
god!
the rational people across the world, it hits you. You're like, oh, wow. Like, even
Yeah.
when you're 23, you don't want to date a 19-year-old anymore. You're like, God damn. Like, this is.
And then you have your buddy who's divorced and 35 wanting to date 19-year-olds. You're like, dude, what is wrong with you?
1,000%.
Like,
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I
How
think
is
it's got to do with that midlife crisis stuff,
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's a good thing this podcast talking about booze and music isn't anything like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we have, what's it called? All that delinquent behavior, but we have art here. We have
Thank
Delaware
you.
Johnny playing music and inspiring.
Exactly. There is something to be said of the weirdness. And listen, E.T. busted his hump in bars and working around L.A. and doing all kinds of different stuff. I've done a lot of work. There's something about making money doing something that's kind of cool or fun where I see it with people that are literal millionaires that we'll work with. They're proud of it for sure, but there's always some kind of weird thing where people maybe don't take it serious, or like people are like the jealousy comes through in a weird way. I don't know. I think it's just because everybody has to work sucks, and if you get to do something kind of fun,
No, it can. But
Yeah.
like you were talking earlier, Johnny, I think when we had the glitch, but like you're doing music because you want to do what makes you happy.
yeah,
And I have a lot of college buddies who went the finance route and did very well financially, but like we'll get together for dinner and like, oh my God, your life sounds so fun. Right. So like I might never
Yeah.
have the beach house in the Hamptons, but I don't regret anything I've done either. And, there's two ways to look at it, right? A job is what you do, not who you are. But if you get lucky, like you playing music, it's kind of an extension of who you are because it's it's art, life, balancing, and you get to put out you into the world on your terms. And yeah, God willing, it catches on and you're going on these great tours and all that good stuff. But at the very least, you're creating art and putting it out in the world. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
So no matter what, people like you win every day when you wake up. And, the friends of mine, they're very happy in their personal lives, but they don't like their job. It's just a means to support their personal life.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with either way, but I think someone like you, this is for you. This is what you do. And for them, that's what they do. And that's cool too. It's just, you get to win because you get to, your work and your life kind of are special, and you get to put creative things out in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for saying that. And also, it's really hard to have both at the same time. It's really, really hard.
It is.
So difficult.
So the people that, so you take that risk on yourself because of what you love, right? And
it's tough when you think about how many, all the people, kids picking up a guitar or mixing or whatever they're doing. So few become Springsteen. So few become, Beyonce, where like it all worked, and and it's still worth it if that's in you, right? It's still worth going for that brass ring, no matter what. Because, go ahead. Yeah. I mean, why not?
E.T., to build off of this though, like I think it's really interesting because that comparison's always made, and it's true. Like you're not like, what are the chances of being the next Springsteen? But also, there's so many bands that make a living that no one's ever heard of.
Right.
And if you like, as an artist or whatever you're doing, if you can shift your perspective just a little bit, and realize like, I might not be as big as Bon Jovi, but I don't know why I just said Bon Jovi, by the way, but for God's sake, you can be Jeff Tweedy, maybe, like where you have a cult following and no one knows who you are. Like if you ask all of America, who is Wilco? Everyone's going to be like, I don't fucking know.
Yep.
If you ask people, who is Ween?
Yeah. But
no one knows.
We were talking earlier about this. That dude Dalton,
right?
The guy with the bus tubbing at the restaurant.
Yeah.
He's a musician. That guy has a gold record, but you've never heard of Dalton Grant. But he's now writing for other artists, and guy's a gold record. So like, you're right. You don't have to be Springsteen to be successful, but if you put out your stuff and you become, Wilco's even like,
they're huge.
I would say they're well over the like.
Yeah,
I never heard of these people, and I'm successful. They well
get
over
top
that.
billing on a festival poster.
Yeah, right? But you're right. My mother doesn't know who Wilco is.
And that's a million times over. And now I think, and Johnny, you're literally the expert on this, so chime in if I'm off base. But I think now is the best. More time, like this is the best time for that type of band to thrive, because I realize like internet, like the Spotify's of the world, it's not all perfect, right? Or terrible at times or whatever. But you're naming these artists, and I'm thinking like, not every, like, of course, like if somebody says Jason Isbell to me, I'm like, yeah, he's freaking huge. He doesn't get played on the radio. Like he doesn't do that. And he'll sell out, a massive place and do what he loves. And he's, doing well for it. So yeah, I think
Johnny,
it is an
you just had
interesting time.
You had a Nissan commercial with your band, right?
Yeah.
You said it earlier. Yeah. So like,
it's incredible.
There's all these different
great
ways.
Break.
Yeah, to get your stuff out there, and that someone could hear that on a giant platform like a Nissan commercial, and be like, what are those guys all about? And book you for this, that. You just never know. And I'm happy that you're doing you and you're out there putting stuff out, because I fear, because it's not the gravy train it was 20, 30 years ago, that less talented people will put themselves out there because it seems even more daunting. So I'm really happy that you're doing it.
Well, likewise, you guys. I wanted to say this earlier before, but it's great to be on a show like this with people that just care about what they do and are doing such an awesome thing. I'm a real fan of the show, and you guys are great to talk with. Like, this has been a really great night for me. Thank you.
Oh man,
that's awesome. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, man. You guys are great.
Oh, let's hug it out, guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
What?
Like there's
I
got to be
love
that
it.
ass kissing moment.
No, I love it, and I do. Like, all cheese aside, like, I say that Womack introduced you to us because Katie Tupin introduced me to Womack, and then there's all these roots that come through this. I'm like, this is kind of what it's all about. Like, yeah, we're dealing with this crazy pandemic and everything, but like, this for sure. Like, if we don't do any more seasons, which we plan on doing more and growing what we do with it, but holy cow, this has been incredible and is incredible, and I hope to keep making incredible things. But no, it is. It's cool that there's space for this type of thing, and that the support's there, and that people watch it, and yeah, it's important for sure. I love it.
Yeah.
E.T., you got a roll. I don't know, Johnny, you got
Yeah.
another song in you, my friend?
Yeah, I'll do one more for you. That sounds
Okay.
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Look, it was great to meet you, brother. And if I'm ever in your neck of the woods, I'll reach out. And if you ever come through Atlanta, let me know.
Do you live in Atlanta, so
Yeah.
I'm
We're
going to be
neighbors.
rehearsing there in April. I'll be like around in Midtown. I don't know where you're at, but
I'm
Yeah,
not even.
about-
I'll give you a call.
I'm not even
I
kidding
think
when
I'm
I say
20
this.
minutes or less from Midtown. So
That's
Okay.
hilarious. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. ET doesn't even know. I'm planning this Texas thing. I'm about to spring on him. Then we're working on some music festival type stuff for St. Louis and all that. At some point, you're gonna have to come through, or we'll be in the same city. And who knows? You're one of those people that I'd be like, hey, let's see if we can, like,
Wait.
who knows, put a show together or something. Who knows?
Are you guys going to
for
South
sure.
by?
Katie was going to, but I'm hearing a ton of people aren't going. A lot of people are pulling out.
People are pulling out? Okay.
Yeah. Are you?
Someone's dogs are going crazy.
Oh, that's the ET. That's the alarm.
yeah.
He's
We got
gotta
5
go.
right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You took on your sister's dog. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, but yeah, I mean, we're the suckers. They know where to come.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's sweet of you to do that. And then also, yeah, if you guys are doing anything musically, I'm always down. I love y'all, and I'll come join forces with you
Love
anytime.
it.
Great.
Awesome.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
ET, be good.
Okay, guys.
We'll hear another one
All
from Johnny
Play
Delaware.
us off. Play me off.
All right, y'all. And
All right.
I'm sorry if my phone dies. I'm at like 3%.
Oh,
Let's see
you're
if I
at
can do it.
3%. Work through it. We're gonna get through.
We're gonna work through it. Blame Apple if it doesn't. Okay. Here we go. I saw a cheap kind on the street. The way blood in cracks in the summer heat. I saw it biking on the concrete lines, beating through its ribs where it used to be die. And I don't need you to come off wild. Oh, I'm just looking for somebody with a primitive style. She serves pink lemonade all the time in a hotel bath with a bottle of wine. I've been fed up with the feeling of love. Oh, it's such a banality. And I don't need you to come off wild. Oh, I'm just looking for somebody with a primitive style. Yeah, and I don't need you to run the wheel. Oh, I don't want to have somebody with a plastic feel. 'Cause we are an old star. Yeah, we are it all. We're gonna form a new star when we're gone. And death, it is coming to meet me. It's down on the street. We're gonna form a new star when we're gone. Oh, oh, And I don't need you to count my flaws. Oh, I'm just looking for somebody with a primitive style. Yeah, and I don't need you to run the wheel. Oh, I don't want to have somebody with a plastic feel. Oh, I don't want to have somebody with a plastic feel. Oh, honestly, I'm looking for something real.
Johnny Delaware playing us out, and the phone's going to die, so we're going to say goodbye. Johnny, give me a call after the show. This is an absolute blast. I'm going to catch up with you. Go get the new album. See him with Suso out on tour. Love you, buddy. Love having you on, man. Thank you.
Love you, man.
We'll see
Talk
you
to you
soon.
soon.
All right,
Bye,
man.
bud.
We'll see you.